Et bienvenue mes amis, and welcome to another Adventure in French. Today's adventure, the 6.2 vocabulary from our favorite textbook, Bien dit, Level 1. So let's get started with the word le coca. Le coca. And that means cola. The cola beverage, like Coke and Pepsi, you know. All right, let's try the next one. Number 2, un croque monsieur. Un croque monsieur. And that is a ham and cheese sandwich. Now, it's not just any kind of ham and cheese sandwich. It's a specially made ham and cheese sandwich. I believe it's a press sandwich that you find over in France, and it's called a croque monsieur. All right, let's go on to number 3. Le fromage. Le fromage. And that's how you say cheese. All right, have you guessed what the theme of the vocabulary is? You think restaurant and food? Yes, that's exactly it. All right, number 4. Le jambon. Le jambon. Notice you never hear the M, you never hear the N because they're used in nasal sounds. Le jambon. And what is le jambon? Why, that's your ham. All right, on to number 5. Le légume. Le légume. Le légume. And what is légume? Vegetable. Okay, number 6 coming up. Un moment. Un moment. Un moment. And that's how we say, you guessed it, moment. Now, I know this isn't actually a food word, but I'm thinking maybe in a restaurant when the server might ask you, are you ready to take your order? And you might say, oh, 1 moment, please, or something like that. So maybe that's how this word fits into that vocabulary. Okay, number 7. Le pain. Le pain. Le pain. Notice it's that nice nasal sound at the end, un pain. And though it looks like pain, it actually means bread. All right, number 8. Le poisson. Le poisson. Le poisson. Notice the OI is that nice Y sound. We have a double S, so we're going to pronounce it like an S. The ON is the nice ON sound. Le poisson. And no, it doesn't mean poison. It means fish. All right, number 9. Le porc. Le porc. Notice we don't pronounce the C at the end of this word. Normally we would, but not in this case. It's an exception to the rule. And I'm sure you probably can guess what that is. It's a close cognate. Le porc is how we say pork. All right, just substitute the K for the C and you've got it made. Moving on to number 10. Le poulet. Le poulet. Le poulet. And what is le poulet? That's how you say chicken. Yum, yum. All right, number 11. Un pourboire. Un pourboire. Un pourboire. Now, this isn't anything that you eat, but you do find it in a restaurant. It's how you say tip, like the tip you would leave a server. Okay, number 12. Un repas. Un repas. All right, this is a holdover from our last vocabulary. It ends up being repeated again, and for good reason, because you probably remember that repas means meal, and that's what you go to a restaurant to eat. All right, lucky 13. Le riz. Le riz. Notice the Z is silent, as are most final consonants in French. Le riz. And that means rice. That's nice. Number 14. Un sandwich. Un sandwich. Okay, now I'm sure you know what this word means. Notice, though, it was taken directly from the English, and so there's a few things in here that are typically English. Notice that the W, for example, is pronounced like a W, an English W. Normally in French that would sound like a V, but we don't say sandwich. And notice again the CH is pronounced like an English CH. If it were a French CH, we would say sh, but we don't say sandwich. So not only is this taken from the English word, the French try to pronounce it like the English word. So again, it is un sandwich. And sure, you're right. It means sandwich. All right. Next. Number 15 is le saucisson. Le saucisson. There's a lot of S sounds in there. Le saucisson. And what is le saucisson? That's sausage. All right. Number 16. Le syrup. Le syrup. Okay, this kind of sounds like the English word. Doesn't look all that much like it, but it sounds like it. And le syrup is syrup. Or if you come from my part of the country, syrup. Okay, number 17. Again, le steak. Okay, this might not be too difficult to figure out. But again, notice it has that English pronunciation to it. All right, le steak. And that, of course, does mean steak. All right, number 18. Une addition. Une addition. Okay, notice we've moved into the feminine nouns now. Une addition means what's addition? A check at a restaurant. All right, that's what you call the bill you get at the end of your meal. Une addition, a check. All right, next, number 19. Une boisson. Une boisson. All right, this is much like the poisson we saw earlier, spelled the same way except for the B, so it sounds similar. They're rhyming pair. Poisson was fish. What is boisson? Boisson is a drink. All right. Now, it's not the verb to drink, but it is the noun, a drink. Okay. Moving on to number 20. Une carte. Une carte. Okay, we've run into this word now. This is the third time. The first time we discovered it meant map. The second time we discovered it meant card. And now we find in this third time, une carte can also mean menu. All right. Well, that makes sense for a restaurant. 21. La citronade. La citronade. This is something you drink. It is une boisson. And what kind of boisson? Well, la citronade is lemonade. Okay. We're halfway through with number 22, and that is l'eau. L'eau. Okay, notice I had to put an F after it so you'd know it was feminine, because you can't tell from the L apostrophe. And I can't use un or une to show you what gender it is, because it doesn't really make sense for the noun. So, l'eau. And that is how the French say, get a load of this, water. E-A-U is the word for water. One syllable word, eau. L'eau. Okay. Number 23. Une grenade. Une grenade. Now, it looks like grenade, and there's a reason for that, but it doesn't mean grenade. Une grenade is pomegranate. And here's why it looks like grenade. It's because back when the first grenades were invented, they didn't have the shape that they had today. They were round in shape, and they reminded the French of grenade, pomegranates. And so hence the name grenade, because it reminded them of the shape of that fruit. All right, so that's why. And it's where we get our word grenade from. Interesting, isn't it? Okay, une grenade. Number 24. La menthe. La menthe. Notice we never hear the N because it's part of the nasal sound. Notice also that the TH is pronounced like a T. La menthe. And that is how you say mint. All right, 25. Une omelette. Une omelette. And do I have to say it? I will. It means omelet. Moving on, 26. Les pâtes. Les pâtes. Feminine noun, but notice it's always plural. And what are les pâtes? Why, that means pasta. All right, 27. Une pizza. Une pizza. And, of course, pizza. Number 28. Une quiche. Une quiche. And what is une quiche? Well, it's actually a true cognate. It is quiche. And a quiche is a kind of a pie. It's made with a crust, and in this crust you pour an egg batter along with, you can add meats and vegetables to it. You cook it, the egg set up, and so it's kind of like an egg pie. It's actually very good, I think. All right, so that's a quiche. Next, 29. Une salade. Une salade. And of course you recognize that as being a salad. All right? Number 30. Une tarte. Une tarte. And a tarte, you want to say it means tart? Well, it means a fruit pie. Une tarte. Next up, 31. La viande. La viande. It's a pretty word, isn't it? And what is la viande? It's how we say meat. All right, 32. Conseiller. Conseiller. A regular ER verb. Notice the double L in this case sounds like a Y. Conseiller, and it means to recommend. We have another verb coming up. Désirer. Désirer. And of course you recognize that as to mean to desire. Désirer. Another verb coming up. Donner. Donner. Notice we don't have the nasal sound because the ON nasal pair is followed by another nasal consonant, so it loses its nasality. Simply donner, and donner is how we say to give. All right, next up. Recommander. Recommander. And that's a true close cognate, to recommend. All right, 36. À point. À point. And that is how we say medium for your meat. If you like it medium, you like it à point. Next, bien cuit or bien cuite. Of course, if it's masculine or feminine, if it's feminine, we're going to add that extra E. It's obviously an adjective, and bien cuit means well done. So if you like your meat well done, you say bien cuit. It literally means well cooked. 38. Saignant. 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 And that is how we say rare for your meat. It actually means bloody, so you can see the connection there. 39. Autre chose. Autre chose. And that's how we say anything else. Waiter might say anything else. Autre chose. 40. Bien entendu. Bien entendu. And bien entendu is how we say of course. Next, tout de suite. Tout de suite. Sounds like you're saying the English words tout and sweet. Tout de suite means right away. 42. C'est combien or ça fait combien. They both mean the same thing. It is or that makes. How much is it? C'est combien. Ça fait combien. All right, and the response? Say $2. That should be deux. Excuse me. It should be DEUX. I'm so embarrassed. Or ça fait $2. And they both mean it's $2. And what do you know? That brings us to the end of the 6.2 vocabulary from BND. I'll see you again soon with another adventure in French. Au revoir, mes amis.